Hi guys, happy Sunday everyone. I hope that you're all doing fine. Now, I have seen a video by 𝐷𝐿𝐻. Hey guys, today he has done a rant. A major one. Mr. 𝐿𝐻, what is going on? I heard you saying it's Sunday. You can hear, a church nearby. Worship songs are being sung. Why didn't you just go to church? It would have eased your nerves a little bit. It would have calmed you down. Guys, 𝐷𝐿𝐻 has come out, to rant. And this guy, I've realized he indeed was a teacher. Because he's out here saying that this sub-chief who was there, with David Jr. and his papa at Matiko's place, that this guy is so unkempt, like, he's not acting like an assistant chief. He didn't even have his shirt tucked in. How in primary school, the teachers used to look at the boys and, tuck in your shirt. So 𝐷𝐿𝐻 is actually not having it. This assistant chief, he's acting like, a boy who doesn't have manners. He should have first tucked in his shirt before coming out to do this transaction with David Jr. and his papa. Guys, this 𝐷𝐿𝐻 goes on to say that Matiko was not taken to a rehab center. That Matiko was kidnapped. And, they went and put him, in a secluded area, some place, for all this while, so that they can be able to transact, in Matiko's and family's land. Guys, look at how bizarre, this guy has started to think. He has started to become the real lazy gang now, thinking like a Dash teacher. You're thinking like Dash. Fill in the gaps. Oh my God. And then, of course, he goes on to say that, on that day that the land, was signed by David Jr., his papa, and Matiko's mother and father, Matiko was not there. And so, because these sons were not involved, this thing is null and void, blah, blah, blah. Guys, these people on land, they're crazy. 𝐷𝐿𝐻, Matiko went and signed for this land. Go and check David Jr.'s last video. He actually spoke with Matiko himself, and Matiko said that he had gone to David Jr.'s place to append his signature. So this thing that you're wishing for, that, everything can be null and void because of Matiko, then, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it is not going to go that way. Because everybody in Matiko's home agrees and everybody has signed. It is what it is, 𝐷𝐿𝐻. And before I go on with what he said in today's video, let me first go back to yesterday's video, where he came out to again, incite the Nyabohanse people. Guys, remember I did a video saying that this guy, this 𝐷𝐿𝐻 should be reported because, what he's saying out here is just hate speech. He is inciting people. These things that he is saying have caused a lot of bloodshed in this country, and so it should not be taken lightly. So now again, he comes out to incite these people, but this time around, he tries, to be a bit diplomatic, but it didn't work. Because he goes on to say that as long as that person is around Nyabohanse, that person meaning, congrats dad, that these people will never be free. Their lands will forever be grabbed or whatever it is that he says, So clearly, when somebody says, as long as that person is there, you will not be free, that means that you should remove that person in order for you to get your independence or your freedom. So clearly, he is still on the incitement thing. Guys, I repeat, this man should be reported. Oh, yes. Because the Kenyan Constitution clearly states that somebody should live, a Kenyan is allowed to live anywhere in this country. Anywhere, guys. They don't say except. Nah. So for me, Because of this incitement thing, this mzee is out of order. Oh yes, and he should be called to order. Oh yes.
You can see it has affected so many families down there. Look at their faces. Look at the young men's faces. They are even older than 𝐶𝐎𝐏 Senior. They are very much older than 𝐶𝐎𝐏 Senior. They are much, in fact, they are much weaker than 𝐶𝐎𝐏 Senior. I do more work than they can do. Look, they look so old. They look shapeless. They look as if they have been crying. They look as if they have been sleeping. They look as if they wanted to pray God. I don't know what kind of shapes. This is as a result of the raw material which is there permanently to brew and cook changa. And the chief is there watching his people. The chief is there watching his people getting finished. So what am I saying? I am saying, as long as you have fallen a victim of changa drinking at Nyabohanse, as long as you are not going to abstain from this habit of drinking changa, Ondari will take the whole of Nyabohanse land for those who are changa drinkers, and he is going to fulfill his mission of the settlement scheme I had talked about. So Nyabohanse, not yet independence, not yet Uhuru. Nyabohanse, not yet Uhuru. As long as there is that settler down there, that settler is going to finish you.
And so back to today's video, guys. This mzee is not having it. He has come out to tell the whole entire world, you know, what deleted Gintu's father. Guys, imagine now, people have started doing videos talking about a departed soul. So this is where we have reached. He has come out to say the following. Guys, listen to this.
Let me tell you why this old man died. This old man died the day Ondari went to his home with policemen chasing Gintu. This man was outside basking the sunlight. When he saw the policemen entering and brutalizing and breaking everywhere, going spreading into rooms looking for Gintu, this man got shocked. And that is when this man had a blood pressure, and I understand he even urinated on himself on that day. He abruptly urinated because of that shock. When these men were looking, policemen were looking, Ondari was behind, looking, going all over the family. This is when this man died. So, what am I saying? The cause of the death of this old man belongs to Ondari, not Gintu. In two ways. He has not paid his money back. He has died before paying the money. Two, he shocked him. It is, you know, all men are always in fear. If you come in my home chasing my son, I will always actually get shocked and I can easily die. So the death of this old man is known, is back to Ondari.
So guys, for this one, I want to leave it to you guys. Let me know what you think about this mzee's utterances. Let me know what you think about his sentiments. Let me know what you think about what he has just said. Guys, I'm sorry to say this, but saying that this mzee, he felt bad. He became sick when the policeman came to his compound, to want to arrest his son. How about this son? Wasn't this man becoming sick when this son of his was going all over the place insulting people? And if you remember, Congress' dad has even gone to their home to talk to this particular departed papa. So this papa knows his son's behavior. So he was not appalled by his son's behavior. He was not affected by his son's behavior insulting everyone. And guys, I keep saying this. I've realized what these people do out here on the street, they also do in their own families. So for me, this particular son, who is so unruly, who is so rude, who is so, big-mouthed, who doesn't have respect for anyone, do you not think he would have these same virtues in their home? The same thing he's doing out here is the same thing he's doing in his home. So part of those things are the ones that made his papa become sick. I can also say that, if I'm to analyze this situation. Mzee Kohera, you're out of order. And who told this papa that mzee was sitting outside, and so the policeman came, coming into... Yes! This papa had never watched even one video of his son to know how he's insulting everybody everywhere. I'm sorry, guys, but I feel like people out here on the streets want to do things and then they want to throw all the blame to this particular family. It's not going to work, mzee. It doesn't even make sense what you say. And like I said, guys, let me know in the comment section. What do you all think about what this mzee has just said? Guys, I have seen the self-proclaimed Bungoma witch come out, to attack Rocio as usual, because Rocio got what she wanted. Something that she could never get, something that she could never have, something that she will only dream about. She has come out to attack this lady. Guys, I know content is not contenting, but to come out and make a fool of yourself, asking a question like, why did Rocio pick color pink, for her bag, Teddy Blake bag? Guys, what kind of question is that? She chose color pink because she chose color pink. Duh! Oh my God. Why didn't she choose black? I'm trying to say, it's because DeeMwango, chose black, so she didn't want to choose black, and it's because she didn't like black, blah, blah, blah. Guys, this woman, she is the one who doesn't like black. It is one thing for, somebody who's not black, not to like black. I know it is not good. It is bad. However, that is one thing. And it is another for a black person to hate themselves. To have self-hate, to have low self-esteem because of your color. That is exactly what carrots is. Guys, I told you all that she chose to show a wedding of her sister, in quotes. I don't know if it's a real sister or a sister from another mother or, some stranger, just because she wanted to show a lady being married to a white man. In this same video, she talks about her other sister who is married in Taita Taveta. Guys, how come she never showed us this wedding? Your guess is as good as mine. It's because somebody from Taita Taveta is most likely black. A Kenyan who is black from the Taita community. Now, she didn't see the need to show us that wedding. But she felt the need to show us a wedding of somebody, some lady, whom she called her sister, getting married to a white person. Guys, this woman does not like black people at all. When Marwa was going to Argentina, she came out here. She did a video talking about they're going to wonder who is this one-eyed monkey, blah, I don't know what. She just said some racist stuff. I was like, girl, you do not love yourself. Or rather, I was like, witch, you really hate yourself. How many times has she come out here to say, those people, just like Mzungu. I think, she has this thing of, like the Mzungu things are superior. So she'll be bashing DeeMwango and, Marwa for being too, African. And she will be out there trying to show that, you should be like this. You should embrace the white people's culture. There's some things she says that really tell you, what kind of mindset she has. She feels like where she comes from is inferior. She feels that she is inferior herself. She feels that her color is inferior. She just feels inferior. So she doesn't like black because it makes her feel, of course, yes, inferior. How sad. Guys, this is the person who will come out here and tell us Rocio doesn't like black because of, all this nonsense she's trying to put out there. Makes no sense. Carrots, begin to love yourself. Begin to talk, about yourself as a black person, as though you're proud of yourself. This thing of making yourself look, like a fool out here on the streets, I think, you're past that. You've made a fool of yourself enough times. I think it is time, you change, style up. Do something different. Oh my God. Saying that, she is talking about baby Maisha because, he has been brought out to the streets, so she has to talk about him, guys. She also brought her children to the streets. And I just heard her say, if I bring mine out here, you are, at liberty to talk about them. But as long as I haven't brought them out here, you cannot talk about them. You're lying, Carrots. You have brought your son to the streets. You have brought your daughter to the streets. And so, guys, me, I'll be talking about them. Oh, yes. She clearly said, if she brings her kids to the streets, we also can talk about them. So she has already brought them. She has forgotten. Guys, look at this one. She came to Nairobi. Guys, she met on trending. Mama Ntilie. And they even went to some restaurant to eat. Guys, I watched the whole video. Her son was there. She was talking about her son. She said stuff about her son. She has forgotten? My God. How many times has she posted her daughter on her community page? So she has already brought her kids to the streets. If I want, I'll also talk about them. And nobody should ask me nothing. Because she said it herself. Oh, yes. She said she will talk about baby Maisha because baby Maisha has been brought to the streets. And she said that if she brings her kids to the streets, then people are at liberty to talk about them. So me, I'm at liberty. Full liberty. Oh, yes, guys. It is what it is. Trying to make fun of Rocio's accent. Guys, you know how Rocio says Bila or Bizit or something like that? That is her Argentinian tongue. And she's proud of it. Rocio is not an English woman. English is not her first language. She is doing a very good job. She can communicate perfectly in English. We understand everything she's saying. Even the English people, in London, understood everything that Rocio was saying. So now, guys, it is really amusing when somebody comes out here to try and make fun of somebody else's accent, and yet theirs is even worse. This woman has Luya influence in her tongue. Oh yes, guys. When she's out here saying, oh, these ladies who are ringled, they are ringled. Which word is ringled? Drunkard. That is pure Luya influence. Guys, we are all not English people. So as long as I am communicating and you're understanding me, so what? Oh yes, I'm a proud African. And I cannot speak like an English person. Because I'm not English. English is not my first language. So I cannot come out here and start saying, oh, Bila, I don't know what, nonsense. And yet you yourself are fully influenced by your mother tongue. Shame on you. Ringled, drunkard. Go and practice so you can speak like an English woman before you come out here and start insulting other people. Shame on you. And then she goes on to talk about Rocio, like she's not a good mother. She is not fit to be a mother. Just because Maisha was getting a bit fussy, when they entered the bus, the Eurostar. This is the bus that they were going to use to go to Brussels. Oh, and by the way, I forgot, guys, is it Brussels or is it Brussels? Because this woman, who speaks like an English woman, this carrot, actually said Brussels. In English, if you're speaking English, because it can be Brussels if you're speaking another language. But if you're speaking English, is it Brussels or is it Brussels? Yes, because she is the one who wants to correct Rocio here. So she went on to talk about Rocio not being a good mother, and that Rocio always films the part where Maisha is not crying when he's not being fussy and all this stuff. Guys, we all know that all kids cry. All normal kids must cry. However, kids start developing their own personalities. Just like human beings. Kids are different. Some cry too much. Some are calm babies. Some, are, wild. Some, like to eat. Some don't. Kids are different. And so, when she comes out here to talk about, this baby, like, he's always been crying, always been fussy, because this woman is not taking care of him. He's not being bathed. He is not being fed. He is not being taken care of. All this stuff. Guys, we all can see Maisha. Maisha is a healthy baby. And is Carrots, the one who cares about this baby more than his own mother? Now, she wants to show the world that she really cares about this. It is not about caring, guys. It is about, attacking Rocio. It is about getting back at Rocio. It's about revenging on Rocio, because Rocio has taken what she wants the most on this planet. So now she is even calling out to people who are in the UK, Europe, to report Rocio. Even telling them that she is, at that time she was in Brussels, that they have just gone to Brussels. Tell them that they are there so that this kid, this child, can be taken away from Rocio, and so that, the government can take care of this kid. Because the mother is unable to. Who does that? What kind of nonsense is that? Like, seriously, guys. Maisha was fussy, yes, when they were getting into the Eurostar. It's because Rocio was carrying many bags. But guys, when Rocio is on the streets, she doesn't carry as many bags. She does not. She only carries like one bag and Maisha. So why is this thing of the bus, being used like this by this carrot? And then again, guys, Rocio has not been showing us, 24 days of her stay in London. Rocio has been doing, like 45 minutes to an hour videos. And these videos are what we are seeing. We don't know what Rocio is doing for the rest of the day. Even if she is to meet people for 5 hours, she still has many other hours to herself and Maisha. And remember, Rocio was staying in a good hotel. And there's this lady who had actually booked for her the hotel. The one who was showing her around, I think for 2 days she was with her. This particular lady, I'm pretty sure, must have been there with Rocio, maybe to check on her in the hotel and all this stuff. So if Rocio needed anything, guys, like somewhere to bathe her child and everything, I am sure they provided for that. Not in the sinks where people are coughing and spitting and vomiting, drunkards. Yeah. How she's calling them. Not where drunkards are vomiting and, all this stuff that she was talking about. Guys, do you all think Rocio can starve her own child? Just because she is not showing you stuff does not mean that she is not doing it. And guys, how many times did Rocio show us, like her in the hotel room together with Maisha? Like, when she's doing stuff there. How many times and for how long? Even if she ever showed us in the hotel room, just for a few minutes. Most of the times, Rocio was showing us the outdoors. And this is after she has finished, whatever she is doing at the hotel. And guys, if you looked at Rocio, she was looking, stunning. She's looking radiant. She's looking, well clad and everything. So she would do that for herself and leave her child. Of course, she looks like she's bathed, taking a shower, a good one at that. So she would do all that and leave her child. Makes no sense, guys. Makes no sense to me. And I was happy, guys, when somebody put a stop to her nonsense. Somebody told her, what, carrots? The European government is not going to take, the British government is not going to take that child because, he is black or something like that. And she's like, oh, now what's going to happen? Then the child should be brought back to Kenya and be taken care of by Congrats mom. She just said that because of saying that, but out of embarrassment and disgrace, because somebody, her own subscriber, had told her off. And guys, these comments that she was reading are from JT's, comment section. Of course, these are just haters, full-blown haters. People who cannot write anything positive, people who cannot write anything good. So now she thinks those messages, those comments really like, now what? Just comments full of hate. Carrots, I know it pains you that, the farthest you've gone is Uganda, by border. And, Rocio has flown all the way to London. And now she took a Eurostar to Brussels. I know it pains you, but you don't have to come out looking like this. Don't come out sounding like this. Your jealousy is so evident. It makes you look so bad.
Let me tell you something. All the time, people were offering to help me with my bags, to put me inside of the train, to enter everywhere. I've been always receiving a lot of help. Let me help Maisha now.
Carry it. Just carry it. Guys, tell me how comfortable is this baby? Like, honestly, maybe the baby hasn't eaten at the right time because she was moving up and down. Maybe the baby's just tired in that, how do you call it? Why would a mother do this to her own child? Why, guys? Did you hear how this baby complained? Because we need to listen to this. We need to listen to this. Me, this one really made me sick. We're not even sure if this baby is being birthed, right? Because, all I know about the baby, you have to have all the accessories, like the right basins for the baby, not like bathing the baby from one sink to another, like those Airbnb sinks where you don't know who was washing their hands there, you don't know if someone was vomiting in the sink, you don't know anything, and you don't know if that sink has been properly disinfected. Maybe drunkards were in there, they were vomiting all over the place has not been disinfected. Those European people, they should capture this woman, take that baby and take care of that baby, because that baby is suffering right now. That is one thing that I know. Hello, Europeans in the house. If you can tell your government that we here on YouTube, we are protesting for that child's safety right now, please do. Tell them to follow them in Brussels. They're there now. That baby should be taken care of right now, ASAP. Marwa, are you listening to me?
We can feel your pain. Oh my God. We can feel the pain of carrots. Too much pain, guys. Too much pain. What's she gonna do? Somebody advise her. Talking about Rocio was uncomfortable in the house because Dee and Marwa were doing videos, live stream late in the night, making noise, laughing and everything. Guys, she thinks Villa Medellin is a chicken coop like her house. This woman just did a rectangle, like a big chicken coop, and then she divided it into rooms. Some of the rooms she keeps chicken, and 1 or 2 rooms she lives there. Now she can compare this villa to that particular kind of nonsense house. That house is massive. Carrots. Just because you're laughing in another room, people are not going to be hearing you in other rooms. That house is too big. Look at this one. Please concentrate on yours. Has it stopped leaking? Oh my God. And guys, what do I normally tell you all? What do I tell you all? Guys, she did a video talking about our corn is ready. Guys, you should see the views of that video. You're gonna collapse. You are gonna collapse. Gosh. Guys, she even gave that video a shout out while she was doing her reaction. She gave it a good shout out. She said, I have done another video, about our corn. It is ready. I want to show you all. So after this, please go and watch that video, talking about corn and all this stuff. And guys, 24 hours later, the video is still in ICU. The video is in ICU. Why? Because she is talking about herself and she's talking about her life. This clearly tells you that even her own audience don't care about her life, don't care about her. But when she talks about DeeMwango, she gets views, like crazy. When she talks about Marwa, the same thing. When she talks about Rocio, when she talks about davyjnr, So guys, this can tell you that she is feeding from these people directly. These are the people who feed her. These are the people who clothe her. These are the people who buy her soap. These are the people who are taking care of her and her family. Oh yes. If she starts to do videos solely about herself, guys, her channel will fall down masogota. Her channel will go down. Down. That's for sure, guys. Some people come out here to chase time. Like the black demon. These are non-entities. These people, they are primitive. They are this, they are that. You cannot do without them. And that is why you sound and look so stupid. and dumb. Like seriously, guys. These people are the ones who are helping them, and yet they are so ungrateful, always coming out to insult them. Even JT tried to leave these streets, talking about, oh, you guys don't know what I have in store for you. I'm coming out, with real bangers. I'm coming out with real topics, real reactions, but they do not involve Marwa and family. Did he manage to do even one? He must have thought 7 times and thought to himself, you know what? The only person or the only family that can feed me out here on the streets is the Marwa family. So these people should be giving credit where it's due. Oh yes, they should be very grateful. Look at this stupid video about corn. Look at the views, guys. Even after shouting it out. Gosh. It is what it is, guys. You all should know, so that you know how pathetic they are. Only danderheads can reason like that. Coming out here to insult the hand that feeds you in the name of criticizing, reacting. Shameless carrot. Hotelier in your cornfield. And guys, I've seen a video by Max Zero where he has come out to try and set the record straight. He is a government official. He is the PA to the MCA of the area. He spoke to the chief himself, guys. The chief himself. But the chief let him down. Or didn't he? He has come out to say that, that man who was with David Jr. was not the real chief. This was the assistant chief. And he is also going to talk to this assistant chief so that he does not allow all the shenanigans that David Jr. and his family are doing. Max Zero, they are not shenanigans. They are called money talking. That is money talking, as your BS is walking. Thank you, 𝐘𝐒. What David Jr. is doing is money talking, while you and your crew have your BS walking. Oh my God. So let us see if he's gonna shut down land transactions in Nyabohanse. People selling their own land. I know, guys, they trying to come out like they care about these people and all this stuff. But guys, when somebody has an issue, a need, and they want to sell their land, I promise you, you cannot stop them. It's going to be very, very hard for you to stop them. And I also cannot imagine a chief. I'm sorry. I know we respect, the local government, but I do not see a chief in my village telling me what to do with my property. I'm not seeing that happening. I'm just saying, that's just me, guys. Like, for real.
So, after these people realized that I have talked to the chief, they went to an extent of now convincing the assistant chief to go and sign. Because that was not the chief that I talked with. And I've said, I talked to the chief. Here we have the chief and the assistant chief. I had not talked about with the assistant chief, of which I'll make a follow-up and talk to him too. I'll make a follow-up and talk to the chief too, to the assistant chief too, because for him, he might be innocent. Maybe he thinks that they are selling land, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know how much they have acquired from the same family. Peanuts money. So yesterday, I'm repeating this. I was so disappointed, and I won't say that. I want to say that Congress Dad is the one who is making David Jr. to acquire the entire land of Matiko's family, because David Jr. could not have gotten that convincing power to convince Matiko's father, to convince Matiko's mom to sell that piece of land that had remained.
So this Max Zero could not take the embarrassment that David Jr. put them through. He had to come out and try and defend himself. Try to set the record straight. try to tell us that, his power is intact. He still got the power and he's still gonna use it to talk to the assistant chief. Guys, let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about 𝐷𝐿 and these threats that he continues to give to the people of Nyabohansi, or rather the incitement that he is trying to, give to these people of Nyabohansi. He wants them to feel like they really need to take action. What do you all think? What do you think about Carrots? Who is feeling so jealous about Rocio being in London? This woman cannot sleep at night. Relax, Carrots. At least they are feeding you. They're putting food on your table. Just take that, and just calm down. Calm down. And I just want to put it across to you that you do not feed yourself. Your videos cannot feed you. Your name cannot feed you. Your corn videos cannot feed you. People don't care about you. People do not care about your lifestyle. But when you show DeeMwango, everybody is interested. You see how pathetic you look? The difference between us and you is because we know, that these people indeed are the ones who run the show on the streets. That is the truth. And we acknowledge that. And we accept that. And we are grateful for that. And we give credit to where it's due. Guys, what do you think about this Carrot? What do you think about Max Zero trying to defend himself? Because David Jr., has beat them at their own game. Guys, drop your thoughts, your sentiments. Feel free to express yourself in the comment section down below. If you're visiting us for the very first time and you're wondering what this channel is all about, this is a reaction channel where we analyze, we criticize, and we react on videos that have been put out on this YouTube space. If you like that kind of content, if you have enjoyed today's video, feel free to hit the subscribe button and join this amazing family. For the newly subscribed, thank you so much. For my returning subscribers, you guys already know I have got nothing but love for you all. Thank you guys, and let us meet in the next one. Bye-bye. Carrots. Nobody knows you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your videos. Even your own subscribers. Oh my God.